Ready? Start. Mr. Vice Chairman Sir, having listened to what I would consider to be two speeches from the two benches, I rather find it difficult to state my point of view, but I have to because I have a different perception altogether. Our foreign policy indeed developed a national consensus because ours is not an artificial state. It is not a mini state. It cannot be a satellite and it cannot be a client state. Therefore, its foreign policy has not evolved in a short period of time, in a day or two, or in a year or two. It has evolved over a period of time, taking into account all its traditions, aspirations, and goals. And that is why we did have in this country a broad national consensus on our national foreign policy. That was the heritage of Nehru. Yet I must confess that there are a few cracks increasingly visible on the edifice of that national consensus. These have arisen to my mind if I survey the last 1 year because of three main developments. The first was that during the election campaign, it was made an election issue by the government which is in power today. Secondly, over the last 1 year, I have seen an obvious tilt towards one of the superpowers. It can no longer be hidden. It can be seen even by the blind. Thirdly, recently we have seen the beginning of a deliberate campaign of creating a war psychosis in this country. Perhaps it is an alibi for the failures and for the incompetence of the present government, and I do not recall that the foreign minister speaking in the Lok Sabha said, and I think he was right, that if you create a particular, it is very difficult to get out of it. I think that is a very universal and truthful statement, sir. We have been told time and again that India's prestige has risen to an all-time high, and we have also been told that we have never been as threatened as we are these days. I do not know which of these two statements are to be taken at its face value, because I see that there is an obvious contradiction between the two perceptions. The nation, unfortunately, is somewhat perplexed and confused today about the nature of this threat, about the source of this threat, and about what action we propose to take against this threat, and then in the long term we want to know what is our national interest as a nation, as part of a region, and as part of a global order. We might put ourselves on the back, and I know that the leaders of this government have been very fond of doing that. Sir, the foreign policy has to be operated at three levels, and each of these levels has its own requirements. There is the bilateral level where obviously our neighbors are extremely important. There what counts is mutuality of interest.
आपका क्या क्या हुआ?
एक हुआ है सर, एक
वो नहीं आया क्या? पढ़े?
हाँ।
ठीक है।